Feel Good Breakfast Show.
Well, it's a Monday morning. We're live, large and in charge on your Feel Good Breakfast. So thank you so much for joining us. And it's time for our daily tech roundup. And we're joined this morning by General Manager of the Bandwidth blog, Brian Smith, to look at some of the interesting new developments in the world of tech. Thanks for joining us, man.
Thank you very much for having me.
Very excited to be talking about this. Facebook just taking leaps and bounds to try and catch up to some markets this time around with a brand new, offering called Watch. Where you can now view content, and Humans of New York is about to make its debut on that. Tell me about that.
Well, I don't think there are many of us who are unfamiliar with Humans of New York, but for the uninitiated, it's a photo blog hosted and built on the back of Facebook by Brandon Stanton, who's a local New York photographer. And what Brandon does is that he creates portraits of local New Yorkers and persons from the wide international community, along with a tidbit of their story or something pertinent to the photo. Now, Humans of New York is going to be the first episodic documentary hosted on Facebook's Watch platform. It's going to be in 12 episodes. We do know there's a paid arrangement behind this, but we don't know how much Facebook has agreed to spend. What we do know is Facebook in the past has agreed to spend between $10,000 to $25,000 US per episode.
Wow. Do you think it's going to catch on, though? Because they're competing against the likes of paid platforms like a Netflix and, you know, everything out there that's being offered. Do you think this will really catch on?
I think there's a strong chance. I mean, if you think about Humans of New York, it's been built on the backbone of Facebook. As of today, it has 17 million followers, 18 million likes, so there's a definite audience. And I think people are definitely going to be interested to see how the project transitions to film.
Yeah, if they edit it short enough, I'm sure they'll start building up that viewership. And then an interesting development in the world of textiles, where future clothing might be made from this material when it stretches, generates its own electricity. Tell me about this.
So one of the problems, if you consider about wearable gadgets and why we don't have connected clothing, is that necessarily wearable technology requires power.
Yes.
But no one wants to walk around with a power pack attached to themselves.
We pretty much do with these power banks these days, right?
So a team of researchers from Dallas, Texas have created what's called Twistron. It is a carbon and microfiber, in other words, in layman's terms, a yarn that can be spun into fabric. The important thing is that it can conduct electricity when exposed to electrolytes that could conceivably come from human sweat. But what these researchers have worked on is an electrolyte-coated polymer that would be added to this yarn. So ideally, this could be used to power connected gadgets, connected clothing. It could revolutionize the wearable market as we know it.
I'm sure a lot of testing still has to go into it there. You don't want to be getting electrocuted by your shorts while you're wearing them running, right?
We hope not.
Just a little buzz down
Just
there.
a little jolt to keep you going.
And then finally, exciting news for Team Samsung. Last week in New York, they were unboxing the Note 8 and now the development of Bixby and the new update of Samsung's smart speaker. Tell me about that.
So it seems wherever we have a digital assistant, there's a smart speaker popping up. And now DJ Ko, Samsung's mobile head, recently confirmed to CNBC in an interview that Samsung is now working on its own smart speaker, like some other entrants we've had in the market recently. We presume this will be run by Bixby, which is the AI Samsung recently announced in completion on Wednesday this week and is now on the Galaxy Note 8 in addition to the Galaxy S8. It's quite interesting because some assistants, such as Google Assistant, for example, operate more on informational queries. Bixby's more about context. So I could say to Bixby on my phone, select the 5 most recent images in my phone and move them to a new album. And Bixby would understand that.
Wow.
So it'll be interesting to see how that branches out to Samsung's wider device and electronic portfolio.
Yeah, exciting stuff. Really, really exciting stuff. And thank you very much for keeping us updated. And of course, if you want to follow more info on the latest tech news, check out bandwidthblog.com. Thank you so much, Brian.
Thank you,
Have a lovely Monday.
Sure, you as well.
At Samsung, we develop technology so you can live life. Samsung, a way of life.